Okay.
Nobody's unframed. Teddy is dead.
Welcome to the Live and Learn podcast. Teddy, shut the fuck up. All right.
Ungrateful bitch.
Try number
I
3.
swear to fucking
Welcome to the Live and Learn podcast. I am Cooper, your host.
I'm David G.
I'm Arpan.
And
Nathan.
Nathan. And today we have a very special guest, Nathan Lockwood. Nathan is a mathematician, athlete, coder, businessman, entrepreneur, and Asian. So, and a good friend of mine for some time.
Damn. I didn't know you were...
Only half, right?
That was a beautiful word picture that you just painted for me.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I really thought you were announcing like the king of, what's it called, Westeros coming in.
And if you live for the good moments and
Learn
learn
from the bad. You're in the right place.
you're in the right place.
Podcast.
This is the Live and Learn podcast.
Go slow and steady here, okay? It's your first time, it's fine.
You want to come at me for never getting it right.
It's all right. We're living and learning.
Today's episode is brought to you by the BBC, the Benson Brewing Co. Today we are
Oh,
You
you
can't show the brand here.
you gotta hide
Back of the
brand.
bottle.
today we are enjoying the refreshing apple cinnamon pie.
Yes. Soon to be available in William Cooper Benson's garage.
Yes, out of my basement. It's sanitary, don't worry.
There's a very good process to this.
I've seen multiple rats.
When we eventually get the Patreon up, we'll do some like behind the scenes, and you guys can check it out.
This is the seasonal flavor apple spice latte. No, what I said something
Why is
else.
that apple spice latte?
Yeah. So
We're still working on the naming.
yes. So the kombucha is my little side hustle dream. And we all sort of have our side hustle dreams or our our
main dreams.
our main dreams. Basically anything to get out of the rat wheel, anything to, become somewhat financially free or live the life that you want to live without having to worry about money or working or, laboring, basically doing things you don't want to do. Having your time as your own. And Nathan is an individual that very much so impressed that idea upon me. Was it you who showed me Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Or no?
Maybe.
I think this is vice versa.
Vice versa, yeah.
Anyway, but for a time,
Why
Nathan...
don't we just talk about your relationship in general, as far as how we even know who
Dude,
Nathan is?
don't break up this
Arpan was getting inspired.
Yeah. I was listening, I was getting pumped. I was like, damn.
All right, well, I guess throwback to 2015 or something, 2016, Nathan and I played tennis together. He's actually in my brother's grade, a year and a half or so older, but he played tennis, I played tennis, and we were always on the court together.
So how did you guys become friends despite not actually being in the same grade together?
I think we know, but
just guy friendships, just hang out together in silence, and it's
Sounds a bit mischievous.
No,
had our fair share of mischief.
in silence, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, so we kind of just played tennis together, hung out, and Nathan did sports together. Nathan was my brother's roommate in college, though.
That's right.
Got a lot more contact through that.
We have multiple connections through our relationship, mutual friends, brother. That, universe just has a way of bringing people together.
Yep.
I would 100% not put that there.
Yes.
Maybe over here.
Anyway, what was the tangent I was going off on before you so rudely interrupted me? Oh yes, financial freedom. So Nathan and I share kind of the same motivation and dream to become financially free at some point in our lives. And
I think everyone has that dream.
Yes.
to some degree.
I would like to say everyone in this room.
Yes.
No one's disagreeing.
And hopefully our listeners as well. So, I don't know. Nathan kind of opened my eyes up more to that, especially in the realm of like cryptocurrencies and just trading in general and taking risk.
Oh, yeah. Got to take risk.
Yes.
Scared money don't make money.
Nope, scared money don't make money, and you gotta put yourself out there. It's not all luck. You can't rely on luck. You gotta take risks. And do that.
Yeah. Well, I used to be very more gung ho on that attitude. Just, I don't know, not working a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
After reading all those books, it kind of downloads a certain way of thinking into you. And I was kind of against working for a while, but as you know, just started a job 3 days in. Yeah, just had my 3rd day today.
How's the training?
It's going good. It seems like a good company, but
that's the thing. It's like
I'm not trying to abandon that, that goal. That is the mission, And I think, with COVID, everything, the past year, so much of the workforce moving to online. You asked earlier, can anyone do this now? I think with online work, way more people can just, kind of integrate that into their...
And they'll have more free time to manage their own affairs as well, while also, giving their time to the company.
Well, what's changed for you, though? Because, you're preaching a lot about the, never work a 9 to 5. Here you are with a
I'll tell you, Teddy.
job.
I need money.
Everybody needs
gotta
money.
eat.
Cold, hard facts.
I want to move out of my mama's house.
Well, and you need money for your initial investments. You can't break out.
Well, then, can we talk about the realisticness of how to attain financial security? Financial freedom. Because I think a lot of people maybe in the introductory stages have the idea that I'm gonna start investing money into different things and do this, do that, without realizing where does that initial investment even come from?
Yeah, you definitely have to start out with some sort of plan, and if not even a plan, just have a goal in mind.
I think what's most important is having a budget and sticking to it. This budgeting class I took in college is honestly so useful, and I think everyone should be required to take some sort of budgeting class in college.
Maybe in high school too.
Literally high school it should have been. But what stopped me and what stops a lot of people, is dealing with emotions on that climb. Especially with trading. It's a big part of trading. You win a lot. You gotta.
Do you mean as far as the stress that comes from that?
Yeah, and also it affects your decision making. With trading, you say you hit a big trade, you're rolling high off that high, like a real casino euphoria. You're all right, got to keep going, got to bet it all, that's how you lose. Or, vice versa. I'm going down, I should just quit. But you have a strategy with your risk set and you're this can work, so it's not doubting yourself while also,
Well, how do you manage that stress? Because you mentioned you related it to gambling, which it definitely very much so is, especially when you go into areas like Forex, for example. How do you manage to stay away from getting into the gambling attitude as far as I want some, if I put my money here I can double again, and so on.
That's a whole trade psychology episode right there.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole topic. That's
personally for you though,
personally for me, it's not looking at the trades as often, but kind of circle back to the budgeting thing. I think to tie that into the money psychology thing. There's that psychology part of trading, but there's also that psychological aspect of saving money. When you have money, you want to spend it. When you could be investing it. And one thing that class I took in college that really emphasized on, and I think it's so true and important, is you pay yourself first. Every paycheck or every job, you have your 30%. You pay yourself first. That's for doing dumb shit. Spending at the bars, buying weed, buying new toys. I don't know.
Really?
Well, yeah.
That's what you pay
yourself first. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I do this a lot. I don't know about you guys, but like I'll have good streaks of saving for a long time, and then I'll just go into spending splurges, like, and then just empty my bank account, go on a trip, you know. So like the idea is by paying yourself first and having that money to, you know, be comfortable with, so you can, you know, live comfortably while also knowing you're building up on the side.
Kind of working into that lifestyle that you want to live.
Yeah.
I feel like that
Well,
removes
investing
a
in-
lot of the anxiety.
Yeah,
with,
exactly.
Like, having that money there, you know, it's
Yeah.
like burning a hole in your pockets.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, like, okay, this is my money for the next till I get my next paycheck. That's how I'm thinking about, at least now that I'm on the 9-to-5 grind. That's how I'm gonna, I don't know, budget myself. But I think, you know, the math for that makes really good sense too. You know, and you know, there's that struggle of, you know, living each day to the fullest while also planning for your future.
Yeah.
So I think like by budgeting like that, it's balances those a little bit. You know.
I think you make definitely an excellent point as far as like the budgeting goes.
It's like
it helps you break it up as far as like how much you allow yourself to spend on like investing, and then secondarily how much, you know, you can spend on, you know, pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, there were like 4 main categories, or maybe 3. It was, you know, pay yourself first. That's the first one, and then the next one is like needs, which is like 50%. That's your rent, food, whatever, you know. Because you have your needs, you don't, you know, you don't want to skimp on your needs to, I don't know, you don't want to drain your life too much to pursue
that's
some
like a
business or
lower
something,
tier of like
investing and
life
gambling.
quality.
Yeah.
well, can I ask you a question? Are you eating off of your investments, or are you eating off of your paycheck?
I haven't gotten a paycheck yet, but
well,
I will be eating off my paychecks for a while, but you know, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you guys are looking at me like I'm super rich, which, you know.
Oh, no, it's like
I'm actually
You're
like
a salaried employee, of course you are.
Yeah, you know.
Oh,
it's
no,
like,
okay.
Us
the thing
wage
is,
earners.
Yeah,
like,
but like I do plan on, I don't know, investing. You know, my vision is like to, you know, have that part for myself to have fun, and then put 20% of each check into crypto, 10 to 20% in stocks. You know, super diversified. Can't go
So
wrong.
is that kind of something you could recommend to someone? Is if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
if you're, you know, salaried, or you're making enough money where you can kind of just put up a little away. It's
Oh,
better
yeah.
than it's better than just saving it in a bank account. It's better than spending it, because that's something that's going to pay off in the future. You may not see like immediate rewards. It's like the casino feeling. Everyone's
Yeah.
after that like instant. Everyone wants to be the instant
Exactly.
millionaire.
Everyone thinks they can beat the house, but no one really can.
Yeah.
You know, except me.
Yeah, Nathan and I had a bit of a forex phase. I kind of went out of it though.
See, dude, I just cannot get behind forex, because it's just like, it's literally day trading, and
It is.
Huh?
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah,
Agree.
like I just
It's
there's too much risk management.
in
Yeah.
my personal opinion, I think it's day trading, but surprisingly more volatile.
Yeah, but that's where the money is, in the volatility.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'd rather just like spend a week researching a company and then
Yeah, and it's also a lot easier to, you
Be
know,
sure
invest
that,
in some
like-
stock and just sit back and let it.
yeah, and
True,
like then you can just watch your money grow rather than just like making quick trades, hoping for the best.
Yeah. And then you're always you have that anxiety always, like, oh, I got to be checking it. I might be losing it. I might be like, oh, I'm so far up. Do I sell it now? I don't know. Like,
Oh yeah, but there's also
That's kind of the reason why I don't really care for like even shorter, like longer term stuff compared to day trading, like swing trading. I can't get behind that either.
yeah, it's definitely not for everyone. You have to have the right mentality and like have your trade psychology very disciplined, which I can't say that's something that I've attained.
I think I definitely have to agree. Like, I won't admonish it entirely, just because there are those people that are very successful doing forex. I just do not think I can be one of those people, and I don't think most people can.
No, it's a psychological battle for sure. And I always try to think like, okay, I'll try to take these shortcuts, find signal providers that are good.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Or robots, and
Shortcuts.
It's just,
never work out.
For any of you viewers who are interested in Forex, and what you hear us saying, you think it's bullshit. Maybe it is, but I have a recommendation, and Nathan actually recommended this guy to me. Look up the channel No Nonsense Forex. Maybe you've already seen him, maybe you haven't, but just a shout out to my boy No Nonsense Forex, because I watch his videos and he's very, very good. So
yeah, he knows his psychology.
He does.
But yeah, the other thing that's about finance, I don't know, there's all these new decentralized finance projects now that you can like supposedly earn way more on your savings with higher APY because it doesn't, these coins don't, go through the
Can
bank.
you explain what that means for those who might not?
I mean, probably not, because I don't really know what it means. But
it's not going to matter for too much longer because the federal court has decided that coins are a security, and because of the fact that they're a security
risk? What do you mean?
No.
Like publicly traded security,
Oh.
like stocks or securities. Like those kinds of assets are called securities. So I don't know if it's the it was the federal court, I believe, sent, or no, it wasn't the federal court. It was, who manages
it's just called the Fed, not like the Federal Reserve, right?
I think the Federal Reserve was the one that like actually issued the letter.
They just call it the Fed.
Yeah, and they're trying to like kind of
trying to control it. That's
not
like
trying to
DeFi's like
they're trying to control it, but more so they're trying to get money out of it.
They're trying to. They're like everyone's
Yeah,
wanting
exactly.
money. I want my slice.
And that's why all these DeFi projects are so popular. It's the idea of really wealthy, or just basically people being able to make loans to other people in need of loans, without the bank as an intermediary, so that other people can earn the interest, instead of the banks, which is the idea, to keep the money in circulation to the people, But
power to the people. I'm all for that. Yeah, but what about?
It's very.
There was a news story that I heard. It was called like Squid Coin. Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah.
It's like I don't know how many millions.
Some shit coin.
I don't know how many millions of investors were defrauded.
Who
but
made that?
No.
Dude, we could make a coin if we wanted. It's
anyone
easy.
can make an altcoin, dude. Like literally,
just name it something that's trending.
Exactly.
Arpan, did you have something to say about the story?
That was dead ass a pump and dump. Like
who made it, bro?
Just a random dude.
Who knows?
He wanted to make quick money.
He made millions.
You can't just like.
Yes.
Usually, you have to like have a name
so-
to come up off of an old coin.
It is so easy to make.
Yeah, because of that
Squid
Netflix
Game
show. Yeah.
Fucking on the internet like that.
Oh, so like this was recent.
Yeah, it was within the last week.
Yeah, some dude saw, Squid Game's trending everywhere. I'm gonna make some shit coin called Squid Coin. Some bunch of suckers buy in, and then the guy that created it dumps his supply and ruins it. Or floods the market, whatever.
It went that coin lost 99.99% of its value within I think like couple minutes.
Yeah.
Because like the creator who had majority share just dumped all of it.
How much you make?
Each coin was trading. I think each coin started trading in the like cents.
Yeah, like 7 cents or something.
And then at its peak, it had hit 2,070 something.
Dollars?
Yep, each one.
$270?
Something like that.
No way. It wasn't that much.
It was not.
$2,000.
That's a lot.
I don't.
This was like a multi-million-dollar scam.
And the thing is, like, there's not really anything in place, like, legislatively that can stop people from doing that, is there?
No. And there is no way to control it because of the fact that, like, these are all decentralized systems. Anybody can make a coin.
Exactly.
Anybody can mint a coin, and anybody can publicly make it available. And it's up to the people to know if they should,
Yeah, dude.
put value on this
It's really
thing.
like buying Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's what's fun about it. It's like, because we're in this like technological renaissance in time right now. You know,
Yeah.
we're in this age of AI, all this stuff. So we're in such early stages of crypto. I think,
Yeah.
you know, 10 years from now, any of them will probably be worth way more because
Yeah.
Oh
Well, I mean,
there's
there's
such
like-
a small percentage of the population is really like knows about crypto or is even bought into it, you know, and when it goes mainstream, I don't know.
Well, I like you said, we're definitely in the Renaissance. Like we're in like the very like early stages. I don't even think we're like in the early stages anymore.
Here's the thing. I
Because-
wouldn't call it a renaissance. Because renaissance was something that was like, replicating a previously existing thing.
Well, I think this is
The
kind of just like replicating of
re-renaissance.
like the stock market in general.
Stock market and crypto are not. I would not put them. on the
I'd
same
say
thing.
they're very
Crypto
comparable.
is-
They're not the same.
Crypto in this stage right now, crypto is completely hype. There is no value you can attribute to it except for like maybe the top 2 coins. Other
Well,
than
that-
that, the
and the
rest
thing
is
is, like-
completely hype.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And the stock market
But-
has always been something that you can evaluate.
But Arpan,
and-
That's-
think about
that's
all
also
those
not true,
NFTs and stuff, like the way that's being implemented in a business now, you know? That's just one of the business applications of crypto for artists
but
and
once
you know.
once you have those business applications and you can put a value on said business applications, then you can start evaluating it. But for right now, like I'm trying to sell you Squid Coin. How are you going to tell me how much it's worth? How are you going to even start thinking about how to value them?
Squid Coin specifically?
how many people will be interested in it? That would be
Yeah, I
like a
don't know.
value.
It's-
Yeah, that's
Squid Coin's
hype.
clearly
that's not value.
yeah, Squid Coin's clearly
But that's becoming what value is hype.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
that's
they
the
are-
scary part about like the market in
the
general.
thing is,
too.
like, I agree, but at the same time, we can like use that like retrospectively with Elon Musk. I think is like the best example because yes, although like his companies, both Tesla and SpaceX, do have actual value, a lot of the reason why his companies are doing so well are just because of hype. Because people are like, oh wow, this is a guy, he's so relatable to me. He watches anime too. Wow. Me and him, the same.
That's true, but he does a fascinating thing where he actually backs up his stuff. Like he will go to the lengths of making prototype models of
Yeah.
everything that he's talking about.
Mhm.
He will sell this idea and he will make it work.
he will sell people Teslas for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Temporarily.
Yeah.
And it works. Like he's made it work. It's very clunky still.
Mhm.
Extremely clunky. If you've seen like finishes on Teslas, like
And
you
I'm
can
like,
kind
look,
of
I'm
tell.
saying like all of that is true, but my main point is a lot of that is still just like hype. Like
It's still hype, but I think there is some merit to a person who has founded already, like worked on a extremely successful business, gone on to start another successful business, and then backed it up with, I don't know, 4 different cars.
you're right. It's very unheard of because you don't really see a CEO of like a big time company like that really stepping out into like the forefront and
Yeah.
saying like, "Hey, this is mine. This is why I want you to buy it. This is why it's good." You don't see that from like any car manufacturer, I would say. I want to say like a lot of like since we're kind of like talking about electric cars in general, the other like electric car manufacturers, I would say like Lucid Air, and there's like another guy, a Chinese manufacturer that doesn't exist anymore. I forget the name, but they tried to be like him as far as like the personality goes,
Mhm.
and it didn't work. So like he definitely, you're right. He has a science to it.
Yeah.
It's
And
very
like
effective.
historically too, there have been car manufacturer heads that have had a similar energy. Like I would say Ford had a very like similar standing in society where like he used to come out and like just make these promises and he would back said promises. And that's why Ford was such a big company, especially when it like was first starting out.
You talking about like the original Ford?
Yeah,
Yeah. I agree.
like Henry Ford.
Yeah, he was like known for being like a very like wild cat as far as like he would like personally like race in his own cars and stuff like that.
Mhm.
You know, showing the like quality and effectiveness. So.
Never heard that.
Really?
Didn't know.
Yeah, no, he did. Nah, I won't bring it up. I was gonna like bring up like a book fact, but it's gonna take too long.
I like book facts.
But anyway, you're the guest. Talking about crypto though, what do y'all think about Meta?
Oh.
Oh my god.
So we actually had a chance to talk about this last episode with Omar as far as like the Facebook name change, and it was finally revealed. They kept saying like, you know, saying, we're going to change Facebook into a metaverse. And they took it literally and named their Facebook is now called Meta. I don't think it's official yet. But I think the general premise that they're trying to like move Facebook into is less of a social media platform and more of real life but digital. So like you can like complete a lot of your like day-to-day actions as far as like maybe like hanging out with people, going to meetings, any face-to-face stuff you might have to do.
Augmented reality and virtual reality.
Yeah, virtual reality stuff basically. So, which I think is a really nice implementation, considering they own the Oculus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've owned Oculus for about a decade now.
It has not been that long. It's been a long time, but it has not been a decade.
It's pretty much been a decade. Yeah.
Are you sure? Because like I remember like the acquisition being like maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. I might be wrong, but anyways, a lot of people are very scared of this, or just like very worried because we kind of already live in a society where like we're very not face to face. We're stuck in our like, you know, social media already. People
We're all
don't want to like
addicted to the digital dope for sure.
Yeah. So you introduce this where you literally don't need to go outside anymore. You can like do all your interactions in a virtual platform. You know, why go outside anymore? Because I think the most similar thing I've seen to this is like what's
Sword
that
Art
one?
Online.
No. There's like this one like virtual reality game. Like what is it called? Like
I forgot.
Like VR
I
room.
watched the movie.
VR chat.
VR chat.
Oh,
yeah. VR chat.
You're not talking about the movie.
No, it's talking about a real thing.
Ready Player One.
Yeah, Ready Player One.
Yeah, no. There's a game called like VR chat where you can basically do that. Like there's a bunch of like random like places inside this like virtual
like
world.
an avatar. And
I think Second Life was the first big one that started that revolution.
Yeah.
And then came like VR's chat. There have been like a lot of like substitutes in the middle where like it's just a bunch of MMOs that like filled that gap.
Yeah.
But VR chat kind of took it into like a 3D thing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's a lot of promise to it, but there's also like that fear of dystopia.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't trust it. Like, think about how much of your computer screen or phone screen is like advertisements. You know, imagine the corporate virtual reality. They can just throw whatever they want in your face. Targeted advertising.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how much like merit there is to this because I literally heard this on TikTok, but someone was doing research and the word metaverse was first like used in a book where it was a very similar concept where like the earth had become such a like every corner had become such a
wasteland.
Not a wasteland, but just media infested
commercialized
place. Yeah, commercialized media infested place that everybody tried to look for escape. And someone developed a VR system very akin to this, and the like world inside that was called the metaverse, and a lot of people migrated there as like pioneers would back in the day, where like you're sick of your town, I'm gonna go find my own and like build my own, and like they started
build my own Minecraft world and live in it.
They started like cultivating this digital scape.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is, within the span of like how many ever books that he wrote, that digital escape ends up becoming the same thing as everything was outside.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, somebody wants to make their money. Somebody wants to get their name out there. It's all a game of attention.
You're 100% right. But when we talk about like cyclical things, I harken back to like history. As far as like wars go, they're usually fought over the same reasons all the time. So either money, resources, or I don't like you. But when we go into like something like this, we haven't really seen anything like it yet.
Yeah.
And it's,
sorry.
Yeah.
You guys got to watch this one podcast, Tim Ferriss. Yeah, you know Tim Ferriss, but
Yeah.
I can't remember the name. It's like pretty recent, but he interviewed the former CEO of Google from 2000 to 2015 or something.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, the future of AI. And he talked about how with like AI now, wars like happen like in milliseconds because it's basically our supercomputers against their supercomputers.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It's hard to articulate a crazy idea like that.
No, it's everything like
it's
cyber.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not people on a field like running at each other with bayonets. It's just a piece of malware trying to infiltrate another system.
But like these systems are, exponentially faster than a human mind can think and make decisions faster. So it's like, a war would be, two AI systems talking to each other and then another one seeing that they're plotting and then boom, it's over in like milliseconds. I don't know how to articulate that idea, but yeah.
Wasn't there a movie?
What were we talking about?
What was the name of the movie? War Games? Like that old movie where like this dude, there's a supercomputer that he plays games on.
You're talking about Ender's Game?
No, like there's like this old movie. I haven't watched it, so I can't properly.
Were they in
describe it.
space?
No.
Okay.
I know what Ender's Game is.
No. Well, I was thinking of a 2001 Space Odyssey.
No.
But that's kind of a different concept. Supercomputers.
Do you guys think science fiction affects the development of technology?
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like a childhood thing, It's like, oh wow, I like read this thing in a comic book, so cool. I'm gonna make it real life one day, and they do. Like we've like literally seen stuff that wasn't real come into reality because someone wanted it that bad. Like if we go back to like what's the one like famous
Star Trek
movie?
Oh, movie?
Yeah, what was the one old guy, young guy? What?
Time.
Marty McFly. What's his name? What's the movie?
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Back to the Future.
Old guy, young guy.
Yeah. The fucking hoverboard that's in that movie. We haven't made a proper hoverboard yet, but like they were literally back in like I think around like 2015, I think it was. They literally made a hoverboard.
I feel like we gotta be pretty damn close by now.
Yeah, because the way they made it is it's a magnet system. So they basically make a magnetic skate park, and they make a board that repels off of the magnet, and so you can like slide around on it.
No way.
That sounds expensive.
And
Give
they
my
even
left mount to ride in that.
they pulled Tony Hawk to come over and try it. And like,
Dude, I gotta look up a video of that after
there's a
this.
video of it
I might not see
somewhere.
that.
Dude,
old.
I feel like it's just gonna be like a Sky Zone type thing.
A Sky Zone situation.
Where
Yes,
like you gotta
like
rent, or you gotta like rent
a
the
Sky
board
Zone
and
where
like.
you have to pay like a $5,000 per hour fee.
But imagine how lit that would be though. Like you have like your magnet boots on, you're fucking like hopping, like sliding around.
A new
everywhere.
extreme sport.
Dude, that'd be lit.
It'd be in the Olympics in 2050. I'm calling it.
There are some crazy sports out there though.
Magnet sports.
Yeah.
But no, I mean like it just goes to show you like if there's some moron with too much time on his hands, they'll do it.
For sure.
Yeah. That whole thing about science fiction influencing our like will to attain certain goals. I listened to a program once where it was talking about how we got to the moon, and that people had been dreaming of going to the moon for who knows how long, as long as we could think. But they looked at all this old literature of like Galileo in the 1600s, and people had back in that time tried to design crude rockets and like crude like like with Newton's whatever Newton's formulas. And the point of that was that all of that stuff in the past, it would just bounce off the new mind, generation after generation. They'd bounce off these crazy ideas. So like something like the speed of light being unattainable, or like a constant, and that's like our limitation. Well, back in 1600, there's no possible way anyone thought humans would ever be able to get to the moon. It was impossible. There's no way. So I think of things like speed of light, or whatever else you can think of that
Dude, sorry, I just thought of this really random statistic that always like blows my mind. Did you know that the pyramids are like on the speed of light is like the coordinates of the pyramid, like exactly, or something? You should Google that. You should Google that really quick. No, I'm serious.
Bro, that's the fattest conspiracy.
No. It's like I'm not getting those variables right, but there's like some real correlation.
No, that's one of those. That's one of those really like
the aliens dropped the fucking pyramid shit.
They did.
That's one of those really like odd coincidences. Like if you look hard enough, you're gonna find coincidence anywhere. Like.
There are some cool coincidences, though.
Yeah, but that doesn't a coincidence.
Mathematically, only so many coincidences. They mean correlation.
No.
Usually.
First, the JFK and Lincoln assassinations. Those are really cool coincidences.
Coincidences? They were planned.
No.
No, the fact they're like on the same day 100 years later.
They actually?
Yeah, they're on the same day 100 years later. JFK was killed in a Lincoln car. Lincoln was killed in a...
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Like a Kennedy, like...
Yeah.
Something, or like Kennedy's...
In a theater named Kennedy or something like that.
It wasn't that. It was Ford's theater. No, he was killed in a Ford, and Abraham Lincoln was killed in Ford's theater.
Yeah.
So that was the coincidence.
Is this reincarnation?
No, it's just crazy coincidence. Anyway, so my thought on this is,
dude, but with all the other connections with the pyramid, it's the speed of light is the northern longitude coordinates, like exactly like down.
Not exactly. Like if you zoom in, I've watched a different video on this. If you like zoom in close enough, like no, it's a coincidence.
Okay, all right. I'll give you that.
A strange coincidence. But my point is that if you look hard enough, you're going to find coincidence anywhere.
Coincidences.
Yeah.
I mean, talking about coincidences, let's talk about The Simpsons predicting everything.
Oh,
yeah. Past,
dude,
I
bought this whole book about the Simpsons conspiracy, and they actually there's this thing called the Higgs boson particle or something.
Yeah,
and it's
the God particle.
Yeah. And it was like in a Simpsons episode before, like a year before the Nobel Prize was like given for it. And I bought this book that was like all about that. It's because the Simpsons is like written by like all these Harvard mathematicians and physicists, and it's written by geniuses.
I did not know.
And they weave like all these like crazy math lessons into the stories. Like you don't even think about it, but even in my like modern algebra or some crazy up math class, our teacher showed us like a Futurama episode written by the same people.
Yeah.
And it was like about set theory, about people switching minds. I don't know. So like the Simpsons, they know something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Because it's just so I'll say two things. One, I find it very hard to believe you could have that many coincidences in like one medium. Two, I've done some looking into the Simpsons prediction stuff, and the way people are chalking it up is I forget what the exact term is, but it's if you see something and you want something to happen enough, it'll happen.
No, you manifest.
Don't even get Nathan started on this shit.
Yeah. So that's the second thing I'm hearing about it, because it's just it's too much, dude. It's they had too many things damn near exact.
You know what I think?
Writers are in the Illuminati shadow government world. They control the world. That's how they know, and that's how they.
That or they got a time machine somewhere.
No. Here's what I think.
Yeah.
If you predict 1,000 things, and 50 of those things are right out of 1,000, that's 50 that's sure you were wrong 950 times, but that's 50 times that you were right. Like that you said like it was going to rain tomorrow or something. And then someone might not make any predictions at all. If you only make 100 predictions and you're right 5 times out of
But the thing is,
those 100, the person who got it wrong more is still going to get more attention.
It's like a details thing, though. Like the details were too specific.
Dude, I watched a really
very weird thing in an extremely over-exaggerated medium like cartoons, right? Like you can always interpret a certain thing as anything just because everything is over-exaggerated.
Like, so you're just saying you can like put together the details just because there's a lot there?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're trying to tell a certain story, you can find the details to back your story now because we have, so much
confirmation.
There's like
confirmation bias.
Yeah, or there's the manifestation, or it's.
I think it's more like you're looking for what's supporting your narrative, and
that's like the problem with AI that I don't know they talked about in that one Tim Ferriss podcast I mentioned, but like there's enough information. Like if you Google "is sugar bad for me," you'll find a bunch of stuff that says it's bad for you. It's all these reasons, but if you Google "is sugar okay for me," like you'll find also some stuff backing you up. So it's like AI kind of it's like that power that's like we must wield it correctly.
Yeah. I feel like it's just giving people like what they want and feeding in.
So people like feel more strongly about all their opinions.
You're not being challenged as much. You're not having as much conflict. Sometimes conflict is good.
That's the like really scary thing about the future because I'm not sure if you guys know this YouTube channel, but it's called like it has like a really German name. It's like a Kruetzger like
Yep.
Yeah. So they like always do like random like science videos.
They're the best.
Will put me on that.
They're so good.
Super, super good. But they have an episode about the singularity and, when we like eventually like reach that. And basically what it goes down to is we are no longer smart enough to manage the technology that we have.
Oh, yeah.
It's either we bow down or we die. Do you think there's a way to avoid the singularity? Do we?
Well, I mean,
nuclear war.
That's definitely not going to be a problem of our lifetime.
Like definitely. Like it's a few hundred years off, maybe less.
I still am convinced we're just in a simulation sent back to a relatively peaceful time and comfortable time in human history.
Or what if we're really the base universe and this is all real and we did create it?
Okay, but like that stuff like that weirds me out because
we're version 1.
I'll have like I'm sure you guys all have it, but like you have like that one random like deja vu dream. Like you do something in a dream and it doesn't matter if it's a few months off, a few years off, and that thing happens in real life and you're like,
dude, I remember.
Do you know what
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Deja vu, from what I've read scientifically, is you feel like you've done something before. It's that feeling like, wow, like I've done that before, I've experienced that before, I've seen that before. Because it's something that you have done or something similar before, and your brain is just kind of overloaded remembering the past event or past action that felt so similar to what you just did, or cite it anything like the deja vu.
But my point is it'll happen from a dream.
Yeah, like is it overloading because my brain is like weird, or is it overloading because the sentinels in the Matrix are coming after me?
Exactly, like they're like a system error. You actually played, part of the game save from earlier or something.
File corrupt. Return to last save.
See, that's what I'm saying, dude. Because it's weird. Like that's the only thing, or like one of the things that I'll say that like makes me think, are we really in a simulation?
I don't know. And Will too, I guess, and Arpan, do you guys believe in like astral projection? Like that's real? People can really.
I deadass tried to do that for like 3 months, dude.
Yeah, and
I didn't work.
Did you try? Did you try like mugwort or
Honestly,
anything?
you probably have heard of this YouTube channel, Spirit Science.
Yeah.
You remember watching that when you were a kid? Ooh.
Dude, when I was a kid, I think that channel's why I became such a, I don't know, pothead. Because I watched that when I was a kid, when I'm like 8, downloading all this, I don't know, spiritual science.
Oh man.
They go into some detail. They're like,
Sitting there.
Atlantis existed because Mars people came to Earth, and I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah,
Tell me more. I'm intrigued.
I think that the whole astral projection thing is, if you are experiencing that, you're not actually putting
You think
yourself.
it's all in your head?
I think it's all in your head, and you're imagining the world like very vividly to the best of your memory, it feels real.
You don't think there's maybe some metaphysics of the soul or something we just don't understand?
I think that might have to do with
allows us
like very deep meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe to
from
like
what
getting
I've
to
heard,
a point of like meditation where like you
Yeah.
aren't necessarily in your
Yeah,
mind.
no, that's definitely how they say you get there, but
Let's go back.
Some people think it's like, oh, that's just some hippie nonsense. Some people, I don't know, believe. I'm just
but
curious.
like, a lot of people have made it like known that meditation, like the effects of meditation when done properly and when done for a long time, can kind of simulate the same thing as hallucinogenics do.
Oh yeah, no, there's
So like, I do believe there is some merit to the fact that people are like seeing this crazy shit.
Yeah.
I just don't know to what effect it is.
yeah. People say they smoke DMT and get blasted off to some parallel universe.
Okay.
Come back.
Can we talk about that as well? Because I've I watch like a few podcasts occasionally, and I hear it from comedians the most. Comedians like I'm trying to remember what the dude's name is, but like
Duncan Trussell.
a bunch of fucking comedians. But anyways, they do DMT and meet God, and after that, like they'll go from like not being religious to be like, damn, there might be something.
That's
out
just
there.
like the classic, like, I took so much acid, I met God. I took so much mushroom, I met God.
But like these are from
you're just so in your own head.
There's like the differentiation because that's like your average like whatever person compared to like someone who like I would say like most comedians are very very intelligent people who that like know what they're doing.
Who are you talking about?
I know Chris Rock. Chris Rock did DMT and met God.
Okay.
I've heard that before. And
what did he say? Was God a man? Was God a woman? Was God just God?
Like,
or
no, it's just like
it's
not even like
energy squid.
It's way more abstract than
I
that.
think it was just whatever his mind pictured God would be.
No, but that's the thing. Like it's an abstract thing, though. It's not. It's not necessarily. It has
But
to like specific form.
giving that a bit more structure, though, I've also done a fair bit of research, and there is a common pattern between people tripping balls and seeing certain animals, especially with snakes. That's why the celestial snake is such a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so many different cultures that have like tripped fucking like balls and just seen snakes.
Dude,
And
that's the other thing.
fascinating.
Tripping and like throughout cultures, like the history of Indians or basically every culture has some
every
form of
culture has found some way to
in
alter
churches.
their mind.
Yeah.
And
No,
like,
it's usually some type of psychedelic for
Yeah.
spiritual.
That's the thing. It's like
it's been used
always
like
a
throughout
spiritual
history. It's
thing.
not new.
Yeah, they're not using it necessarily for pleasure. It's like to get closer to something.
Yeah.
like to understand more in
Yeah.
general. And like then there is like the actual scientific theory that like brewed off of that, where like the stoned ape theory, where like everything like
All about how like humans are like innately violent.
no, the
No.
stoned ape theory is
saying that
apes got fucking hammered
Oh.
and stoned, and that's why we started becoming smarter.
Oh.
Like
because they ate psychedelic mushrooms out of
Okay,
cow shit.
That's not where I was going.
Common myth: it
I
doesn't
was-
grow in cow shit.
No, it doesn't.
Nope.
Learn something new every day.
I thought you guys were talking about like archaeologists who discovered ape that had like rocks like marks inside the back of its head,
no.
and then they started like theorizing.
No.
Since our ancestors were always violent,
Teddy,
we must also.
Is
be
this your
violent.
own personal theory?
No, this is a real like research.
you
thing.
should
By
check out.
stoned ape, I mean stoned.
You guys should check out the movie Fantastic Fungi if you haven't seen it. It's on Netflix. It's super
Okay.
good, but there's this one segment in it about stoned ape theory.
Yeah.
And it's just like an animated caveman like eating mushrooms, and then, and then it like goes like through his eyes, and, you know, like some monkey man becoming sentient for the first time. It's funny. But.
Well, that's the thing, because it's even like naturally occurring. I've seen documentaries where they'll mention, you know, how certain apes will lick toads to get high.
Oh yeah.
These these squirrels that I saw in Alaska would just munch on these psychedelic mushrooms. It's like, what was
No,
it?
like it's crazy. Like so many animals just want to get high. Like, you know, there's the whole problem in Russia where like bears are fucking sniffing jet fuel to get high. Like that's a massive
You
issue.
know, how the fuck they get on the air base?
No, they don't, because like in Russia, like when you're flying, if something happens, you need to just have storages of jet fuel because there is snow everywhere.
Okay.
So there's just like
Random warehouses.
not even warehouses,
Just caches,
little
like-
caches of like just jet fuel if somebody like is stranded.
Damn. Okay.
And bears
Soviet
go there and
Russia.
get fucking high.
One thing I want to say it's not that these animals are seeking it out, but it's like once you have it once, you gotta go back for more.
Arpan, just thinking, you know, just assuming on the basis stone ape theories true. You know, we became super smart. We're monkeys by eating a lot of mushrooms.
Well, it's not
Does
like we
that mean-
became smart from that.
Yeah, obviously, like, does that mean, in theory, the same thing would happen to, like, any other species of animals if you did that to them over enough generations?
I don't
Do you
know.
think?
I don't think so, just because like
be a
there's so
hard
much
experiment.
research
Yeah.
backed on like the intelligence of apes and just like their teamwork like aspect and just like the familial unit that they
Yeah,
have.
that's true.
I think
Most
I think,
animals don't have a similar system like that.
I
That
think
is
it
true.
would work if it was if it was not people, but animals with if this is right, if this is like the theory that we're going with, like, you know, this is our gold standard, like this is what we teach in school. If that's true, it might work with the smarter animals. Like, you know, dolphins,
I bet
octopi.
dolphins would be the next.
Yeah.
Can dolphins trip? Can they eat some sort of like trippy kelp? Like,
I don't see why not.
I'm sure they
Dude, I
can.
watched this drunk history about the CIA doing experiments on dolphins in the 60s, like giving them a bunch of acid and trying to like communicate with them.
listening for Morse code
Yeah.
from the squeaks.
God damn.
No, dude, it's actually such a funny episode of Drunk History. And like the lady whale taker like ends up jacking off the dolphin like just to get him to behave and like forms a weird bond with him.
That's okay.
That's scary.
That's our tax dollars at work.
It's crazy. It's crazy how much batshit experiments like the United States has done with LSD,
Oh,
and then they were like, "We're gonna illegal. This is legal
Just don't
now."
worry about it.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I think that's why the Area 51 raid was so like interesting to a lot of people.
Dude,
Like,
nothing's
when
been the
that
same
happened-
sin's then. Think about it.
I Naruto ran into the base, and from there I just saw white. They took me away.
Dude, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, because I don't think you can have so much allure and like awe to a place without there being some truth to it.
Yeah,
You feel me?
for sure. Yeah, like every
I mean,
conspiracy or, you know,
like
has
the
some seed of
secrecy
truth
of
to it.
Exactly.
The secrecy of it definitely gives people the liberty to kind of bring out all of their wild imaginations.
Yeah.
and for all we know, it's probably just a place where like people are drone striking other countries from.
Maybe.
Like
Or drone
honestly,
striking aliens.
or aliens.
That's where Ender's game is. That's where Ender's training right now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We've been seeing a lot of things as far as like classified information becoming declassified the last few years here. We can, I guess,
That's 'cause it's
point
not
I'm
gonna-
going to is
It won't
like,
harm anyone who's living.
Yeah.
It won't harm their reputation anymore.
Yeah.
Because they've
but
been
like
dead.
the UFO
Why?
thing though, they dropped
Teddy.
a bunch of UFO
Yeah,
videos.
Teddy, conspiracy for you. Like, you
Yeah.
know, the whole COVID
Uh,
lockdown happened,
Yeah,
and then they declassify all those things, so people are confined in their house and don't freak out.
yeah.
Here's
What
the
do you
thing,
think?
though.
Some
Why-
correlation there?
Why did they reclassify the JFK assassination?
Reclassify it? Did they?
Dude, it
How do you
it's still not
reclassify something that's already
well,
like
it
public
was
knowledge?
supposed to be like declassified, but then when that date came, they were like, no, we're gonna extend the date.
So when's that coming out?
Little sus.
I don't know when it's dropping, dude.
When the new JFK docs.
But no, as far as the UFO stuff goes and like lockdown, dude, I don't fucking know. I try to like stay away from like that line of thinking just because it's such a fucking rabbit hole.
Yeah, dude, so much came out of it. Like, it's some good, some bad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really happy the workforce is like going to remotes. Like, that's actually, I feel like that should have happened. You know,
Yeah.
people should have had the option to do that.
100%. I mean, like we're already
A
seeing
while
like
ago.
really big
Right.
jumps in productivity, and I think it's just like it helps being for a lot of people.
Yeah.
No, I think the average person does have like some semblance of anxiety, and like for
What-
anyone that's like increased in the workplace.
Yeah.
Here's my
And
question
just-
though. What does this mean for like privacy?
Privacy. What
Like
do you mean?
personal privacy?
I think we
'Cause
get more of
do
it
you-
now.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that we are made to take devices back to our home, like people could choose to live off the grid before, because
Yeah.
you know you went to your office, you conducted business, came back to your life.
Yeah.
But now, all of us need to have devices to work at all. And what does that mean for like private, like you know,
Better just have a
Personal
camera
privacy.
set. Just have your office, man. The rest of the
Yeah.
house is off
Well, not
limits.
that. That even like goes into like a network thing because from how the most of these like work computers work is you have a work computer and it has a connection to the network
Okay.
of the
yeah.
servers that are inside your workplace. So what if your workplace decides, oh, snooping time, I'm gonna see what's like happening on your network and like
Yeah.
do some bad things.
even beyond that, like especially with like Snowden's leaks,
Yeah,
like that was like a long time ago now.
yeah.
And
Isn't he still like on the lam?
Yo,
yeah, he's still in
That's
fucking
crazy.
Russia, dude. But like, it's crazy to think about how much we have progressed since the days of that technology. What do you think is happening right now?
Oh,
I
I mean, they have everything. Like,
I don't think
Yeah,
anything
dude.
has changed. I think it's kind of just all the same. Like we're still like having our conversations listened to. Our phones are tracking us everywhere we go.
Yeah.
Like I don't think
And
anything has changed.
I think it has gone to the private or company, it's not just a government thing. Like now companies have this too, because like
dude, where I work, the managers can access the cameras from anywhere. They could be at home, like on the weekend. They could be on their vacation, and they can look at the cameras at the warehouse that I work at and see what's going on. And apparently, one of the team leads, even on his vacation and days off, he's sitting there watching the cameras, and he'll call in to the office and say like, "Oh, blah blah, like this cart's sitting here. Someone's got to go get it." And they're like, "Dude, it's your vacation. Why are you watching these cameras?" That's like extreme example, but
Yeah.
just goes to show, like, yeah, like
there's
even-
always someone
even your
watching.
employers
Yeah.
are watching. Like,
Arpan, but like with that privacy, there's like Will was saying, there's just more and more cameras everywhere, now. So it's like we don't possibly have enough human eyes to pay and like watch all this like at once,
Yeah.
So eventually just be watched by like some AI system that'll like alert some human when something is like something's
that's
off of
happening
the
right
normal.
now. Like,
Yeah,
let's
but then out of that can like
like if we talk about like I don't know garage doors for the next 5 minutes, I guarantee you all four of us are gonna get
Yeah.
garage door ads tomorrow.
Okay, so I'm
could
gonna interject and like talk about like this very attention-based economy that we live in, which goes off of our habits and our usages.
mhm.
That's all ads are today. Ads are like very
Yeah.
deeply AI rooted to like
Dude,
watch the
Yeah,
habits that
off
you
your
have.
profile that's
Mhm.
been like deep learning
Exactly.
for literally your whole life, every interaction you've
not-
had on
no.
Google.
It's not even
Compiled
like a
on.
new thing though.
Mhm.
Like 5 years ago, like 5, 6 years ago, there a big story going around where like Amazon knew when this girl was pregnant before she knew she was pregnant.
I don't know anything
No.
about that, but that's crazy.
Like that's crazy shit.
Probably just heard them
Yeah.
talking about a baby or something.
Yeah.
and then-
Talking about a baby and like general like tendencies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like that was all that they had to work off
Yeah.
of.
Well, that just goes to show you like how truly advanced these
'Cause,
AIs
like,
are.
Yeah,
like
it's just
It was
predictive
that, like-
based on deep learning of
Yeah,
past
'cause it was
data, and
before-
basically the more data that they feed it,
Yeah.
the stronger
exactly the
and
better
more
they are.
accurate it is. So
Because
like
like this
by
this,
the time
like,
we
they-
die, like it'll be weird. Like our phones will probably have so much data, like transcripts, like video of all of us. Like it'll be able to recreate like a bot for like our kids to talk to. That will like they could talk to and it'll like act like us because it has so much information. Like everything we've said our whole life is logged, so it can predict what you're going to say next.
Yeah.
Like how you'd respond to someone. I don't know. It's just I don't know. You take from that what
Yeah.
you want.
I mean, well,
Good or
learning,
bad.
dude. It's just like
Yeah.
if you can teach a computer something, it'll eventually become better at doing it than you are.
Yeah.
Simply just because it can work like literally around the clock, 24/7, every day, perfecting itself at whatever task it's given.
See patterns that like
that's kinda
humans weren't
cool.
even looking for.
I do really like that idea though. Like the
Yeah.
whole like Thalia system from like Logic's album, where like you can load this AI with all the history in the world, and you can just talk to any historical person.
So for anyone that doesn't know, Arpan is talking about what was the album's name?
Tits. The
Uh,
incredibly true story.
Yeah, the Incredible True Story, a Logic album. Inside the album, they have skits inside of it where they talk to. So they're on a spaceship and they talk to the spaceship's AI. And if you want, the AI can change its voice into like anyone you ask for.
Yeah.
And they ask for
Well,
like
it's not
Deja.
just like it's not just their voice. Like
It's a like personality. Like
yeah, like you can speak to anybody in history.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, we're already moving into that. Literally, we've been.
We're all
seeing
going to
it
be
with,
uploaded into the meta.
Shoot, what's his name? What's
Yeah.
his name?
Into the metaverse.
Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele did something a while back with like AI and Barack Obama. He would like did a Barack Obama
Oh, the
impersonation.
deepfake, yeah.
Oh,
he did the
yeah.
deepfake there.
Yeah, dude.
Where
Good.
he
Dude,
had
they
his
can-
face, had his voice, like everything.
Yeah, dude.
and it
I've thought
was
about that.
Very
Like,
uncanny.
no, they could do that with anyone, and I've like wondered. Like, sometimes my dad watches a lot too, so sometimes I watch and just wonder if it's like, is this real or is this just some computer generated thing? You know?
Well, think about that. Like, eventually, I feel like we won't even need actors. We'll just need
Yeah,
Like high res
faces.
HD scans of faces.
Yeah, that's it. Like we'll need like the licenses to people's faces. Once we have that, we don't need you anymore. We can make an entire commercial with you
Right.
acting, doing things, whatever
We
it
own your
is,
face.
with just your face.
That's true.
You better put a good price tag on your face.
Now here's the thing though, I don't think acting's gonna go out. Just because of the fact that hand animating, or like, software animating even, is so goddamn time consuming.
But it's getting better every single day.
It's getting better every single day,
Mhm.
but I don't think it's gonna be there until at least the next
Sure,
10 years.
like and that's the thing. It doesn't have to be a right now thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is just an eventual thing. Like, I see this being like more than possible.
Yeah. I think it will like start affecting people like 30 years down
Yeah.
the line.
Yeah, because have you guys watched the new Blade Runner movie?
I don't
Yes.
think so.
Have you,
No.
Cooper?
I've
I get
watched a bit of the old one, the
Okay.
original one.
The original one is unfortunately not relevant because in the new one they have a character inside of it that is entirely CG, and you really can't tell that it's a CG.
Can't tell the difference between the human actor.
Yeah,
and
you can't tell until
Yeah.
like they kill it, because it's like I haven't actually watched the movie, but the scene is they're bringing in like a woman that like the main character like used to
Mhm.
love or something, saying like, oh hey, don't you, if you join us, you can have her again, blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. Oh, you don't want her, bang, and then they kill her, and that's the only time you can tell that she's fake, because she kind of like
Yeah.
cartoonishly dies.
Yeah.
But before that's super uncanny.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Do you remember
Using
that
it
scene?
now. I haven't seen the new one. Just
Oh,
the
you
old
also
one,
have
but
it?
No,
I thought you said you
but-
did.
No,
I
no.
know that scene.
Do you know the scene?
Yeah, he's,
Yeah.
but
It's
So
like,
watch the movie. Like, if,
No, I
if
will.
not, don't even watch the movie. Just watch that scene.
yeah,
Like,
dude.
think-
In so many movies, they probably do use deepfakes, and we don't even realize it.
Yeah.
Like some actor
Here's the
calls
thing,
in
though.
sick one day or something.
Yeah.
And it's like they don't want to
how
waste that
long
day.
do you think that took to render?
That's a great question, and
Because like
I
there
honestly
is
couldn't tell you.
there is subsurface scattering on like every single pore of that face.
Yeah.
And like that shit takes so
Maybe months, plural. I really could not tell you.
yeah. Like that's crazy to think of. I'm sure they have like better systems to calculate this
Sure,
stuff.
but the
It's
thing
just
is,
mapped
like,
out
But
really
like
small
it's still
colored
like,
pixels.
Even for like a full movie, dude, it
30
still
frames
takes
per
like
second.
yeah.
Then you have a scene that's nearly 10 minutes long.
Mhm.
You need to, that's so many frames. Especially if I'm sure they're doing ray tracing.
Yeah, of course. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, like, because everything about it was realistic.
Well, we'll have to go and see the new Blade Runner. We're also sponsored by them. No,
We're
not
definitely
actually.
not.
We are not
Please don't
sponsored
sue
by
us.
them.
Warner Bros, please. I didn't ask for this.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, dude, the future is fucking horrifying.
Nah, man, it's
Um,
what we make it. We build the future.
Well,
You
that's the
know?
thing. You're not in
Manifest
control,
it,
though.
dude.
You
If ever-
have zero power to change anything. The only people that can
What do you
change it
mean?
are,
Elon Musk.
yes, Elon Musk, all the billionaires of the world.
Yeah,
And
people
they
with
don't want
money.
your best interest.
Yeah.
We have like, I don't know, I see it as like we're moving through our world and we're like sifting through like the sand and we're kind of like creating our own pathway, but with what direction we're going in, we can choose to decide our own direction and dig through the sand in our own way, and maybe one day we'll dig out to our sunny sandy beach.
Bro,
Or-
please fix your mic.
Sorry. Or we find a direction that's being kind of paved, like let's say Elon Musk has these giant shovels. He's shoveling through and he has this big path and it seems very nice and easy, and we don't have to do as much work, and we can just follow the path that Elon Musk or whoever, like these big creators in our world, are directing us to. So like I think of like the whole population as like being guided and directed by these few people on the top who are maybe sort of the puppet masters, but kind of like influencing and directing us.
I think we're already like.
Oh no,
very-
that's what I'm just saying. This is
Yeah.
my like
Uh,
perception and idea of
I
like
think
But,
that
like-
that started happening since like humans started having like civilization and
Oh, yeah.
guilds and companies.
Mhm.
oh yeah.
But like, I say like more now than ever, just because like I'll always go back to like the intention-based economy, like that, because that's all it is. Like whoever can get the most people's attention for anything,
That'll
whether it be a
happen.
project, whether it's a product, whether it's a movie, whether it's an actor, whether it's some random IG thought, they're gonna be the one who wins.
Yeah. It's true, unfortunately.
Dude, this is like a massive tangent, but like talking about this shit reminded me of like The Expanse. Wasn't a new season supposed to come out?
I haven't seen that.
I don't know what that
I've been
is.
meaning to watch that. Is that good?
It's so good.
I don't know
Okay.
what that
You
is.
should really watch it.
I watched one episode where there was like space pirates or something.
Yeah.
Like
Space pirates.
No, like listeners, if you want to watch a really good sci-fi series, The Expanse.
but in the meantime, keep listening to us.
Yeah, please.
We've had so many like shout outs to like movies and
Yeah.
like other podcasts and like
When do you think the
books
checks are
and
going to
other
start rolling?
podcasts and, like
I think we've secured financial freedom after this podcast, after all those plugs.
I mean, look, dude.
This was it, dude. This is
Well,
our big break.
Here, I'll even break it down since like where we're talking about like just like finance stuff. For anyone looking to start a podcast, here's the breakdown. So first, you have to actually have your idea for the podcast, and the people you're going to do it with, get your equipment, blah blah blah. Once you have all of that, you can start recording episodes. There basically you can put it up on a podcast hosting service. One we use is called RSS. They'll put your podcast on places like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, so on and so forth. After that, you can connect yourself with advertisers. Some of these hosting services will have an option for you to speak to different advertisers. You link with an advertiser, they check your numbers, they see what your demographic is. They can maybe say, hey, you got a good amount of listeners. I like who you're working with. Here's some money. Talk about my products. That's like the first option. I think that's like maybe like 30% of like most like podcast incomes. But secondarily, I think the majority of like money people are going to be getting comes from their Patreon subscriptions that they have. And our Patreon will be coming very soon. Look out for that. We'll eventually like bring it up.
Yeah.
And
I'll have some special kombucha flavor drops on it.
exactly, and that's like, which brings us to another thing that I wanted to bring up. A segment that I was thinking about having is like announcements. Like every week we can like kind of like just like plug or like drop something that we're doing. Saying, hey.
Shit, I'm not
doing
that
this,
fucking
this.
interesting, dude. I'm sorry.
Maybe you need to fix your goddamn confidence.
I'm
Okay?
sorry, but I don't think I'm that interesting.
Oh my fucking God.
Just
Man,
disclaimer.
Anyways, like for us, like for the guests that we have, like whether it be you have something going on, you want some more IG followers. But anyways, that's that tangent. That's how you make a podcast. That's how you monetize a podcast, I should say.
Thank you.
And then we can rewrite this entire script once we actually start making money. Because right now we're talking out of our ass.
Nah, we should just do it for fun. This was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, what are we
at?
Oh, it's already outside. Hour 14. Well,
Oh shit.
you didn't even make something for Money Moves this week.
Money moves.
Oh, the
money
video
moves.
was dead.
Money
Ah.
moves. Take risk. Always take risk.
Oh,
Take
Scared
a
money
big.
don't make money.
Take a huge risk if you're feeling it. If
Put
you're
it all in Dogecoin.
if you're young and you don't have a lot of money, get a job, make some money, and
absolutely
take
terrible.
risks. Take
No,
take
dude.
more risks.
I don't know who said it, but an extremely smart woman once said, "Big bank take little bank."
Yes,
That
big
was
bank take little bank.
YG said that.
Have competence, unlike Arpan.
Have a plan.
Have some sort of plan. Have some
And
sort of
stick to it.
outline.
Okay, I'm gonna take this over
Persistence.
because you are terrible at this.
Hey, it can be
Okay, so look, everybody.
self-inter.
I am so sorry that this segment was so savagely brutalized. But I'll come in and try to clean it up a little bit. I think what my wonderful co-host Cooper was trying to say is
You
that
said I was the captain this episode. What the fuck?
Demoted
I
him
swear to
already.
fucking God. The major point that Cooper was trying to make is just whatever you're doing, keep working on it. The time you put into it is going to be the growth that you make. And the
Learn
more
from
time
the
you put in, the
mistakes.
more that you grow.
There was this quote, because I love quotes. Dude, enough with the rapper.
I want some Oreos, dude.
There was this quote that I read the other day, and it was of Leonardo DiCaprio talking about making, millions as an actor, because like, you know, short shots. And it goes something like, I worked 10 years to get where I am in my acting career, and, you know, I take this minute-long shot that I get paid for, you know, however many millions for, or however much he's getting paid. I'm not being paid for the 1 minute that I worked for the shot. I'm getting paid for those 10 years that have passed that he's used to build himself up to where he is. So make investments now, and they will pay off in the years to come.
Momentum.
Yes.
Yes.
But more importantly, be happy.
Another point that I'd like to bring up
Yes.
is Arpan's bad investment practices that he's slowly fixing, which is goes into that directly. Don't wait till later to invest. Put your money in right away, or put your time in right away.
What I'm
to see the
saying
fruits
Just
later.
budget. Just a little.
Dogecoin
Just a
is a
little bit.
legitimate investment.
And thank you for listening to the Live and Learn podcast. It's been absolutely lovely. Thank you for our guest Nathan for coming and speaking to us.
Thanks for having me.
You know, and yeah, we still don't have an outro. Thanks for coming.
Goodbye.
Goodbye to the camera that isn't recording.
Goodbye. Farewell. So long.